Hey YouTube, it's Death. I don't know if this is live. Well, if I'm actually live. I might be, but I don't know. I think I might have. I am. It has been a while since I streamed, so. It's live. It's live. It's live. It's live. It's live. It's live. Okay, right now that I'm not, yeah, you'll see in a minute. I've got the Vampirism mod right now, on right now. And that should be level 4. So then I need this and I always play as a vampire in the Vampirism mod, by the way. It's just more fun for me. I'm on 1.12, by the way. I may open up a server soon for this, and I have the avatar mod. Yeah. Okay, slash time set. So as you can see right there, that's the Enterprise and CC1701. She ain't much to look at right now, but I promise you when I finish with her, she will be a beaut. And I need to make this as a 3x3, because to me it has to be 3. Three blocks between them each. On the 4th block on each of them. And that should do it. And then I also need the bulk. Yeah, I know I'm cheating, but oh boo hoo. It's a treat. That there is going to take over 73, over 1,000 stone. That's more stone than on this map. Okay, so things are a bit glitchy right now. Oh, that's don't mind that. That is from a little incident with lava I had. I will try to stream more often, by the way. Oh crap, I forgot. I know this mod is a bit glitchy right now. Actually, I'm gonna and then I'm gonna go down this one here. But I will get that. I'm definitely gonna get water resistance. And now I can fly as a bat. And I'm going to... Yeah. I also... Oh, I forgot a mod I had installed. Oh crap. I also have the Matter Overdrive mod. It's Android. It adds Androidic stuff. Actually, no, I need this, 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 and this, and this. And then off to the Enterprise we go. Yeah, and these walls are going to be finished later. But yeah, this is what she looks like so far. Oh, I have printer on. Okay, so I want to. Okay, my coffin is in that nacelle. So I want to show you guys what all this looks like. And because I can, and because I can, I'm gonna go do it. I'm gonna do it in bat mode. So that's gonna be the problem. So no, actually, I'm not gonna do bat mode instead. I will do normal mode. Let me show you this really quick. Yes, I'm aware this thing is floating over the ocean. Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna have a thing that leads up to here. Anyway, here we have the reception area, and we have two options, that way and this way. They both lead to the same place, so. And yep, here's my avatar mod. Okay, so on this side, here it's the, here's a study area, I guess you can call it. then we go up here and find the two desks, and then we head off into the Enterprise. I suck at iron doors. Okay, here we go. Oh, actually, I want to show her from I want to show her outside really quick. Okay, now I can go into bat mode and do this. Okay, so yeah, there are holes in the nacelles. Anyway, I have more. So this nacelle here. Okay, so let's go down to where the door is. Okay, so here first. Here we have the stripe that goes down here and then continues on to here. And here we have this, and then right here the star, that sign. Now, and then this is all going to be done hopefully soon. The disc is going to be the part that takes the longest, though. I'm going to go flat out say it now. It's going to take the longest. So I'm definitely not going to do it in this video, or in the stream, I should say. Oh, and he fell through into here. Now the tour of the inside. We'll start down here. Yes, I'm aware there are creepers in my ship, by the way. Oh, well, I forgot about this door here. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, and boom. And third time than ever to go to my nacelle bed, eh? She's on the side closest to the. Yeah. I'm having a blast. I'm on the wrong side of the ship. So I need to go just around over here. Jump. It's on this side here. Right here. Unless I'm on the wrong side of the ship again. I think this side is completed side. Yeah. This side is the completed side. I'd be playing some Star Trek music, the intros, but those are copyright, and I don't need that. So here we have a room to look, watch, and then yeah, I added my coffin here. Because really, I'm gonna be honest here. Because I'm gonna be honest, I just wouldn't be home without one. When I get the captain's quarters done, though, that coffin is going right there. Trust me. So yeah, I'm more. So this stream, I'm gonna be having the AI work on the Enterprise while and I'm gonna read some facts about her. Back to the outward part, outside of the ship we go, and better now. So First and foremost, a famous quote from William T. Riker, captain of the first officer to Jean-Luc Picard, captain of the USS Enterprise, NCC 1701, C and D. This guy can get off my ship. Whatever. Jean-Luc Picard was captain of the USS Stargazer before. Now, the quote from William T. Riker, first officer to Jean-Luc Picard. Okay, hold on. Okay, here. A quote from Captain William Thomas Riker he was born in 2335. Okay, some facts about William Riker. The T in his name stands for Thomas. If you're not a Star Trek fan, I don't know why you're watching this stream. Anyway, species human, gender, well, male, obviously. Height 6'4". Affiliation Federation of the Federation for Starfleet. He is also he is the acting captain of the USS Shanghai. However the fuck you pronounce it, somebody tell me. Born in 2335 in Alaska on Earth, he was duplicated in 2361 at Nervala 4. Father was Kyle Riker. His mother was Betty Riker. Some other relatives of his are Thaddeus Riker, ancestor, a great-grandfather, Lexa Troy, mother-in-law, Kestra Troy, sister-in-law, and Thomas Riker, the transporter duplicate. Marital status of married, spouse of Diana Troy. Children, Thaddeus Troy Riker, son, deceased. Kestra Troy Riker, daughter. Played by Jonathan Frakes, an unknown actor, and an unknown actor 9 years old. Quote from Jean-Luc Picard about Captain Riker. He is simply the finest officer with whom I have ever served. A quote from Beverly Crusher. Well, Riker, your first officer, he's very good at poker. Loves to cook, listens to jazz music, and plays the trombone. And then there was a quote. Where's the famous quote from him? Ah, yes. One of his more famous quotes. Fate protects children. Look, fate protects little fools, little children, and ships named Enterprise by Captain William T. Riker himself. William Riker was... Okay, so now let's go to his time at the Academy. No, first, let's go to, well, his early life. A descendant of the Yankee forebears, William Riker was born... fuck. Yeah, the floor's gonna be worked on. Was born in 2335 to Kyle and Betty Riker in Alaska on Earth. His distant ancestors include Thaddeus Riker, a Union Army colonel who fought during the American Civil War in the mid-19th century, and a particularly rugged great-grandfather of note. According to Echeverria said he created the most... Oh, no, that's a quote from one of the guys. But he died when Will was only 2 years old, leaving his father to raise him alone. The Rictors remained in Alaska at Betty's wish. The only thing which kept Kyle from going was Will, but he did not feel as well, actually, this should probably be more about Shatner's Kirk. Captain James Tiberius Kirk. Captain James Tiberius Kirk of the Starship Enterprise. He's a gender male, obviously. Species human. Affiliation Federation Starfleet. Occupation Starfleet officer. Status deceased. Born March 22nd, 2233, in Iowa on Earth. Died 2293, presumed dead. At USS Enterprise B, deflector control room 2371, Veridian 3. That's when they presumed he had perished in the line of duty, as every good Starfleet officer does. You know? Father was George Kirk. Mother was Wyona Kirk. Siblings, George Samuel Kirk. Other relatives were Giro, his father-in-law, Aurelian Kirk, Peter Kirk, Tiberius Kirk, James, Kirk's uncle, Kirk's pioneer ancestors. That's what it says on Memory Alpha. Fucking hell. Time set night slash do aim do daylight cycle false. Okay, now I'll have more time to do this, and it won't be as horrible. Marital status of widower. Spouse, Miramani. Children, one unborn child, David Marcus. played by William Shatner. For the alternate reality counterpart, please see James Tiberius Kirk, alternate reality. For the mirror universe counterpart, please see the James Tiberius Kirk mirror. For additional meanings of Kirk, please see Kirk. Don't let them promote you. Don't let them transfer you. Don't let them do anything that takes you off the bridge of that ship, because while you're there, you can make a difference. James T. Kirk. James Tiberius Jim Kirk was a male human Starfleet officer who lived during the 23rd century. Kirk was arguably one of the most famous and highly decorated starship captains in the history of Starfleet. As the commanding officer of the Constitution-class starships USS Enterprise, USS Enterprise A, Kirk served the UFP, United Federation of Planets, interests as an explorer, soldier, diplomat, and time traveler. Actually, fun fact about Shatner, he actually had major hearing loss on the set of the original series. Part of the reason why I decided to build this. And I just love the Enterprise. She's a beauty. You cannot deny it. His missions were known to grade school students and required reading for Starfleet Academy cadets alike. The Academy's own early Starfleet history noted such exploits as saving the Pelasians from extinction, despite it being a violation of the Prime Directive, much like he had with the Basinians and Cheery years earlier, as well as a record-setting number of first contacts. Kirk's record stood until 2370s when Captain Catherine Janeway set a new record for being the first Federation captain in the previously unexplored Delta Quadrant. James Tiberius Kirk was the descendant of early life origins. James Tiberius Kirk, Jim P. Kirk, as he was known for, was the descendant of the late 19th century American frontier pioneers. He was born on Earth in Iowa on March 22, 2333. One second. Okay. Actually, is anyone in the chat? Actually, real quick, I want to find out. Anyone in chat? If you're in chat. Who's watching right now? As a citizen of this planet. Okay. Okay, now, back to the story. As a citizen, he was born in Iowa on Earth as a citizen of the Federation. Let's see here. He was the son of George and Wyona Kirk. His parents named him after his maternal grandfather, James, and his paternal grandfather, Tiberius. Kirk's middle name was not originally created for the original animated series reference, but, in fact, came to be when David Gerald blurted out Tiberius in response to a question regarding what Kirk's middle initial stood for in the earlier Star Trek convention. Gerald later conferred with D.C. Fonta and Gene Roddenberry, who approved the name, and it became forever part of Star Trek lore. Kirk also had an older brother, George Samuel. In 2246, Kirk was living on the planet Terras 4 during a food crisis that was starving the colony, which consisted of 8,000 people. Governor Cotta sympathized the old eugenics philosophies and, unaware that supply ships were imminent, tried to save a portion of the colony by killing 4,000 colonists he deemed least desirable or able to survive. 13-year-old Jim Kirk was one of the only 9 eyewitnesses to the massacre. At the first, no, that part isn't needed. Sorry, man. It's been a long day. Okay, Starfleet career Academy years. The Federation has invested a great deal of money in our training. They're about due for a small return. James T. Kirk. In 2252, Kirk entered Starfleet Academy with the help of Malroy, whose son later served under Kirk. Kirk often spoke of his father as being an as his inspiration for joining Starfleet. As a plebe, Kirk soon caught the attention of a boisterous, bullying Irishman named Finnegan. The upperclassmen evidently hazed Jimmy Boy mercilessly throughout their shared time at the Academy. 15 years later, the shore-leave planet sensed Kirk's antipathy for Finnegan and produced a simulacrum that Kirk could pummel for satisfaction. As a cadet, Kirk participated in a successful peace mission to the planet Axanar, for which Starfleet Command awarded him with a palm leaf of Axanar Peace Mission. When he was a midshipman, Kirk began a friendship with his instructor, Lieutenant Benjamin Finney. Their relationship was so important that Finney named his daughter, Jamie, after Kirk. Or Jamie. Kirk's physical training at the Academy includes tests he had passed for working in an oxygen-deficient atmosphere, which cannot be fun. As well as hand-to-hand combat. Kirk's academic studies introduced him to several men that he later encountered in his Starfleet career. Among them was one of his more prominent educators. Was John Gill, a noted professor of history and cultural observer. Kirk studied the exploits. Especially the victorious mission to Axnar of Garth of Izar, a famous captain who joined Kirk's pantheon of heroes. Another subject, the Patsar of archaeological medicine, Dr. Roger Corby, became a man Kirk wanted to meet. As well as Kirk studied the military strategies of Klingon General Court. He also attended lectures at the Academy on the Nomad space probe. Kirk was also trained in hyperpower circuits. During his time in the Kobayashi Maru scenario, a simulation used to evaluate a student's reactions to a no-win battle and rescue situation. Kirk refused to accept his first two defeats, and before making a third attempt. Before making a third attempt, he secretly programmed the simulation computer, consequently becoming the only cadet in Academy history to beat the no-win scenario and earning a commendation for original thinking. Kirk's graduating class was represented with such future officers as Corrigan, Mike, Teller, and Anthony. One of Kirk's former classmates, R.M. Merrick, was dropped in his 5th year for failing the psychosimulator test. Early postings and assignments is next. Kirk was commissioned as an officer in Starfleet with the serial number SC 9370176CEC. Among his early missions was an assignment to the Vulcanian expedition, along with former classmate Timothy. He had also, at one point, visited the planet Alpha Majoris I, where he had personally witnessed the native Molites. Also early in Kirk's career, he became He became quite familiar with the work of Dr. Tristan Evans, and even had the opportunity to visit penal colonies that had been revolutionized by him, later describing what he saw as clean, decent hospitals for sick minds, and even describing them as resort colonies as opposed to cages. The USS Republic. In the mid-2250s, some years after beginning his friendship with Lieutenant Finney, Ensign Kirk rejoined his friend, together serving aboard the USS Republic. When Finney made a mistake nearly catastrophic to the ship, Kirk logged the report, which resulted in his friend being reprimanded and put to the bottom of the promotion list. Academy instructor. During the same period, Lieutenant Kirk worked as an instructor at the Academy. It was around this time he first met Cadet Gary Mitchell, who was a student in Lieutenant Kirk's class, where, according to the upperclassmen, you either think or sink. Mitchell later remembered Kirk as a stack of books with legs. In an attempt to divert his friend's attention and make class easier to get through, Mitchell set Kirk up with a little blonde lab technician, whom Kirk almost married. Kirk's early career included a year alongside Janice Lester, during which time the two became romantically involved. The perceived lack of opportunities for a woman to command a starship struck them both as unfair. but she became embittered by the supposed career barrier. The relationship soured to a point where Kirk felt she punished and tortured him for her circumstances. Years later, Kirk said that he never stopped her from going on with her space work, but he ultimately felt that we'd have killed each other if they had stayed together. Lester recalled it that Kirk walked out on her when it became serious. So yeah, Kirk is a mess. Or was a mess, sorry. Oh, I'm finally on the NCC part. Wow, I didn't even realize that. This is my favorite part, making the registry. That one will be even more fun, though. Yeah. There was the NCC 1701, which is the one I'm working on right now. Then there was also the NCC 1701A, which is just a refit. NCC 1701B, which was a Excelsior class refit. There was the USS Enterprise NCC 1701B, no, D. The Enterprise D, which consisted of a good old, it was a Galaxy class, no, was it Galaxy? It was either Galaxy or Star class. I think it was Galaxy class, correct me if I'm wrong. The Enterprise is honestly my favorite starship. What's you guys' favorite starship? If you're not watching it live, put it in the comment section. So, fun fact about the USS Enterprise NCC 1701, the original. Well, the concept art for her is actually supposed to be she's actually upside down. So the disc, that's supposed to be down there. The deflector up here. These down here. So yeah, the original artist who made the Enterprise had the had a little flaw in, or I should say he did. It was actually the first. It was the people looking at it. They looked at it upside down, and that's and I'm glad they did, because we wouldn't have the Enterprise we know today if they had not. Like, look at it. You'll see it better when it's done, but she is a beauty. You can't deny the USS Enterprise is a marvelous ship. You just can't deny it. The Enterprise is one of the most beautiful ships. You cannot deny it at all. You know why I can't deny it? Because it's true. And now, there are so many different types or different names for the Enterprise too. Or there are so many different Enterprises. Also, leave a like if you haven't already. Leave a like on the stream if you haven't already, and yeah. So yeah, there was the Enterprise 1, Enterprise 2, Enterprise 3, and so many more. The real world starships, the real world ships that the Enterprise was named after consist of the first Enterprise originally belonged to the British and was so the HMS Enterprise, the HMS. Okay, that's not the one I'm looking for. The USS Enterprise is a very, very beautiful ship, honestly. Okay, let's just do this instead. The Enterprise history. Yes, please. Oh, also, did you know that the Enterprise E was built when built? It was most Enterprises were built under the command. There were quite a few Enterprises. The name Enterprise has a long-standing history as a ship name, starting sometime prior to the 18th century. The HMS Enterprise was a noted sailing ship of the British Royal Navy. So there was the HMS Enterprise. A frigate named Enterprise was noted a brig from the age of the sail, USS Enterprise. The USS Enterprise CV-6. The USS Enterprise, the first shuttle orbiter was there was also the USS Enterprise CVN-65, the first star, and then that's about it for real life, as I can find anyway. There was also the beautiful, beautiful, beautiful starship called I'm working on presently. And I'm sorry, but I'm going to be honest here. If you can't agree that the Enterprise is a beautiful ship, then no, I'm sorry, you have problems. Anyway, I guess this stream was more of a history lesson for past and future. Tune in next time for another great history lesson. Why am I doing this to myself? But yeah, that's the story of